Hey everybody, welcome back to Girls Night with Marina and Miranda. Woo! It's a podcast for girls by girls. We're just
just
girls.
girls.
Today we're going to talk about the ups and downs of girlhood.
And who better to tell it than two girls? We're so well educated in this field, guys.
Two experienced,
Two experienced girls.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know how much experience we have being a girl.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm new to this womanhood.
Yeah, this womanhood's
There you
real
go.
weird. You know what? You know who's not? SZA.
Oh my
She
god.
is a woman. I'm just a wee girl. That is a woman.
We were just talking about that earlier.
Oh my god.
Wow.
If my boyfriend, if my boyfriend was Justin Bieber in that music video, oh my
Snooze. No.
I just
I
can't.
would have been like, no.
Absolutely not.
We're two girls, but we're new to womanhood.
Yes.
Yes. So we're trying to. Ew,
Two
stupid
girls.
thing keeps squeaking.
We're two girls in our early 20s, fresh into womanhood, and it's hard out here.
I truly did not think that womanhood was going to be too tough, and then I got here and I was like, whoa, I don't actually want to do this anymore.
It's such a big world. Yes. Like, we're just so tiny.
When I was starting the podcast, my mom was like, you should talk about how you're struggling in adulthood. I said, okay,
struggling in every aspect of your
yes.
life.
Thanks. You should talk about how you didn't think adulthood was going to be this hard. And I was like, exactly.
No one told me the world ran on money as a kid. Like, I knew it, but I didn't know it.
My God.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have it firsthand, and now I'm struggling.
Dude, the rent's been kicking my butt, but it's fine.
I feel like a bug.
It's tough.
It's tough to be a bug.
It
truly is.
But we'll learn.
What have you learned? Like, what's your biggest takeaway?
Oh my God, so far?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I want to learn more of is just how to relax and like go with the flow, because I feel like I'm so uptight all the time.
All the time. That was literally that was gonna be mine. I was gonna say to stop caring, like,
and just calm down.
Yeah, like no one cares as much as I do. Just chill out, have a good time. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes.
And I can't process that, especially in like social functions. Like, I just need to understand. No one cares what I am doing.
Yeah. I just want to enjoy life a little more and stop being so worried and stressed, because it also affects you as like a
100%.
woman. Like when I'm stressed and worried, my skin breaks out. I grind my teeth in my sleep.
Oh my God, I hate when you do that. Yeah, you do that.
Like when I just want to relax more as like a woman, just like grow into myself a little bit more than like being so concealed and like, what is it, like have a wall up all the time.
Yeah.
Just be more relaxed.
I wish we could see ourselves from like an outside perspective.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would help me calm down a lot. Like knowing what I'm like to other people.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of anxiety circled around being a girl too. Like the way I look, the way I act, the way people like perceive me.
Well, I think it stems from our childhood.
Yeah.
You don't think? Because I don't know, just being like a kid, everyone is so mean to you.
Yeah. Well, growing up, I don't want to talk about this all the time. I was picked on a lot when I was little, and by adults a lot too.
Yeah, and I think that's what scares me the most is most of the hate that we got as kids was from adults.
Yeah,
it was all from adults.
Well, like growing up, I was always like a really girly. I was always a really girly girl, and I'm so proud of myself that I've never changed.
Yeah,
like being a girly girl. I've always loved pink. I've always loved sparkles. I've always loved bows. I've always loved like being feminine, being a girl, and like just
as you should,
and caring about the way that I look. And that's not to say like it's so important, but like that was like your priorities. Yeah, that's what I put out into the world as a little girl too, you know. And for like adults to pick on you and like make you feel
like put you down.
Yeah, I was put down a lot by adults, and like at school and stuff. I remember like me and my mom and my principal had beef for like the longest time.
Really?
She did not like me at all.
Oh.
She didn't like me. My mom always tried to like my mom tried to start like a Girl Scout group. at my
Aww, be like a
school.
troop
Yeah,
leader.
because she wanted me to be a Girl Scout because
That's so cute.
I loved all that stuff and
Yeah.
I wanted to be a Girl Scout. My mom tried to start our own troop. My mom got like certified. My mom went to the city and stuff. She like got everything approved. And then she went to the principal and the principal was like, no. So mom was like, what? And she would always call my mom about me not wearing like uniform and stuff and like which my mom would always tell her like, hey, I could sign the waivers. I can like please just like let her wear whatever she wants. Like,
Yeah.
what's the big deal? She just always made it such a big deal and she was rude. And then my teachers too, I had like a couple teachers that were like rude to me all the time
Really?
about the way that I looked and the way that I dressed and the way that I like put myself out there. Because again, I was always so girly and I always cared about the way that I looked. I remember in like one of our like student teacher conferences, she had told my dad like, well, she was talking about me in Spanish like under her breath.
Oh.
And my dad was like, whoa. So my dad started talking to her in Spanish and she was like, oh, you speak Spanish? And he was like, yes, fluently. And I speak English fluently. So if you want to talk about her, you could talk to her about me. Like to me. And she was like, oh, well, it's just that Miranda seems to care about the way that she looks more than her scholastics and like her school and stuff. My dad was like, what is that? What is her dressing up and her like her looking the way that she looks have to do with you teaching her and her learning? Like, why are you bringing that up in our student conversation?
And it also wasn't like, oh, this is, what grade is this? Can I ask?
Second grade.
Second grade. You were not bringing your caboodle to do your makeup in the middle of class.
I was
like you
7
were
years old.
literally just wearing a bow in your hair, trying to look cute.
She brought that up a lot to my parents too, and I remember that was like the first time that I was like, oh, like is this like a big deal? Like the way that I like dress and stuff and the way that I look. And like at school people would pick on me too for like liking pink and like dressing girly. Because I wanted to be girly. Like, and I don't understand what the big deal was, but yeah, I just feel like that was the first time that I really was like, oh, am I like the issue here? Like, am I the one that's like being weird? Then I just kept being me and kept like being a girl and like wearing my bows and wearing pink.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that so much because as a wee girl, I looked up to you. Like you were the girl that I don't want to say idolized. Don't let it get to your head. But like, you know when you're a kid and you're like, oh my gosh, like this person, like I want to grow up to be them. It was like I need to grow up to be Miranda. Like I want this bow in my hair. I want to dress like her. Like she is so cutesy poosy. I need to be like her, you know? And so a lot of time, like my mom was never girly. You know that. She's a little ball of dirt and I love her. And she knows it. So you were like my girl inspiration, and I feel like that played a really large role in my upbringing to my girlhood.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really proud of myself that like little Miranda didn't let anybody tell her like she couldn't wear something.
Yeah.
Or like it was weird that she was still like wearing skirts and like wearing a bow in her hair. But I just stood the way that I stood, and I think that played a lot into like me growing up into a woman because now I'm not afraid to like wear anything. I'm not afraid to like express who I am or how I like to be perceived. So I'm very comfortable with like me. And I know that I still have like things to work on as like growing up as a woman, but I'm very comfortable with like how I am now. And I think
that's really important in someone's life.
Yeah. And I don't want to say it, but like the people that like picked on me, like it did like it made it like made me who I am.
Stronger.
Yeah, so like it's okay. Like they were all kids too.
Yeah.
You know, so like they didn't I bet you they probably said things that like stuck with me more than like it just kinda like rolled off their mouth. Like, okay, let's move on. But like it stuck with me and it did help. You know, at least I knew from like another perspective, like okay, it is weird to like some people, but it's not weird to me.
Did you ever feel? How do I put it into words? Like kids with different style. Did you feel like that's who they were trying to shape you to be, or did you just feel like oh, like they have their own style, they're doing their own thing?
Well, I did want to fit in a lot, so I was like, oh, maybe I should dress like that. Maybe I should like be like that. maybe they're trying to help me. But I also knew like they had their things that they liked and I had things that I liked, and I wasn't gonna change like what I liked to fit in.
See, and I think that's really important. I see that a lot in my sister because she's pretty like tomboy. Yeah, she has a girly side, but she's pretty tomboy.
Yeah.
And I love that about her because she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
And she makes it so her. And I think everyone needs to do that. Like I'm so proud of her for being able to do that at a young age that I wish I would have been able to do something like that.
Well, that's why I hope I get to tell like I have one little niece, so
Yeah.
I hope like I can like show her like don't ever be ashamed of like what you're wearing, who you are. Like just walk in and be the most confident person that you can be. Because and I feel like it does have to do with like the way that you look on the outside makes you look good on the inside. So
yeah,
like the way that Alina dresses, like I hope she never lets that go, and like that piece of her always stays with her. Like the way that my niece dressed, I hope like she keeps that with her like through her whole life and like feels confident in who she is.
Yeah, I think kind of what you said, a lot of it relies on this self-acceptance. Like not necessarily paying attention to what people say about you and just understanding you are who you are and you like what you like.
Yeah. But
it's hard to get there. It's definitely hard to get there.
Yeah. Oh
it's taking me a while. I'm chilling with it now, but
I feel like you've always like you too have always like liked what you liked. You knew what you liked.
I feel like I never knew what I liked.
You don't think?
No, I feel like I was like, oh shit, like this is trending. Like I should like that, but I don't. And it's just like, well, what do I do about it? Like, do I fake my way into this, or do I, you know, kind of this lost moment of what am I supposed to do, and not knowing what you're supposed to do, and just kind of falling into an unknown category. That's how I felt. I felt in this unknown category all my life.
Well, that's crazy because the way that you like saw me, that's the way that I saw you. I was
really?
like, oh, Marina, like she just like likes what she likes.
I felt like when I grew up, when I was younger, I was so insecure about who I was that like not to be sad or like make this sound sad. I don't know, whatever. I felt like a ghost. Like no one cared, and I was just like not what people wanted. And so I was just floating on by while everyone was like living their awesome lives. But now I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
I like this is what I do. What did I do the other day? And I was like, this is so funny. In public. I don't know what I did. But like now I'll make a fool of myself and not care. No matter what it is. If I like it, I'll do it.
Growing up, like, did you ever have like people and stuff pick on you in school? Or, like?
I was picked on all the time, and I hated it because I'm not gonna lie, you didn't pick on me. You weren't my bully, but you didn't validate it.
Oh.
And so that kind of hurt.
I wasn't like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like that.
No, because I was picked on for being so skinny growing up.
Oh.
And you were like, you're tiny. Like, who cares? Like, that's what I want to be. But like to me, when people would say it, they would be mean about it. Like they told me I was a walking skeleton. Oh, no. And that was just like so hurting to me because then I'd eat a burger in front of someone and I could eat for days, you know that. And they'd be like, wow, like you're such a fat cow. Like these kids. And like, so am I a cow or am I a skeleton? Please tell me, which is it? And I don't know. It was just really hard because I couldn't tell anyone that I felt bad about being skinny because it felt wrong. You know what I mean? And one person who really did help with that was my friend Juliana. Because no matter what it was, like she was always like, no, Marina, like you're beautiful. Like it's okay. You could tell me anything. And I think that's really important is like having someone that you could talk to on an intimate level.
And you were so lucky that like you had that friendship so young.
Oh, I'm so grateful for her.
Because I didn't have friends like that growing up. It was kind of just like me and my little mind.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Fighting for your life? Going back and forth with yourself?
Yeah. It was just me and my little mind. But it's good that you had like a friend to talk to.
I think that's what got me through it.
Juliana,
no, but just having someone. Yeah. I think that's just so important.
Yeah. I didn't have a friend like that when I was young. Which I wish I did because I think that really does.
Would have helped.
Because now I have Amy and like I met her like when I was 14. So I was already like past like being picked on and like girls not liking me.
Yeah.
So when I met Amy, like it was nice to like have somebody that I can like talk to and like relate to and like tell her my stories and like my insecurities and like bond over that too. Because like Juliana would like validate your feelings and be like, it's okay, like help you go through it instead of like putting a stop to it. Like I did. It's like Marina.
No, okay. I want to make one thing clear: is like we're not haters of each other. We grew up as like best friends.
Yeah.
And it's not to say we didn't have each other, but friends understand you in a different way than family does at the end of the day.
You pick your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I feel like even if you told me like, oh, like Marina, like you're so beautiful, I'd be like, she has to say that, you know? Like Juliana did not have to tell me that. Yeah. And I think that's what mattered the most.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what I was lacking growing up. Was like a good friend. Because I didn't have that when I was younger. And I think that's why I butted heads with a lot of girls in elementary school. But
I'm kind of flipped. I butt heads with people now, but back in the day, I think that's why I have so many like old close friends, like Mei-Ling, Juliana, and not that we're not as close today. Like I know I could call them right now and they'd answer, but like they are my best friends. You know?
Yeah, I didn't have that until high school because
even Diana falls in that category. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Diana and I go way back. I love Diana. She's our number one fan.
Yeah, but I think having a friend to talk to. Oh, like Nat.
Nat?
Oh my gosh.
Nat Wolf? I need to shut up about him. It's because he posted today and it was his face and sometimes it just gets me, you know. Sorry if you're watching this, Nat.
But having a good friend gets you through girlhood.
100%. And I know this is like girls' night and we're talking about girls, but I think it kind of plays the same role in guys. And I think
having a good friend.
Yeah. I think that would I don't want to say make men more sentimental, but kind of validate their feelings more.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
I mean, you have a brother. Do you have like can you speak on that? Do you have anything that he went through that he relied on you for?
Well, oh yeah. Me and my brother are like best friends. Like if all through elementary school when I didn't have a good girlfriend, like my brother was there and I could be like, you'll never believe like what these girls said to me and like when I was going through all like those hard times, like nobody from school or like any friends know like what you're really going through. So like when I had my brother, like, and we're so close in age that, like he really did help me get through those times because he was like, sister, like what are they gonna do? Like you're you and what hello. It's like I don't know, he really helped me a lot.
He's such a sweetie pie. I love Marco.
So then he didn't have he had friends that like he hung out with all the time, but he didn't have like a best friend, I think. So we had our cousins, like our Joshua and William.
Yeah.
Like, we had them growing up, and I think they really helped Marco, and like they were his best friends because they hung out. They did all like the stuff. Marco could rely on them. Yeah, Marco could rely on them. Marco could talk to them about like what being a guy was. You know, and I had you, but you were like so far.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that.
Yeah. So I feel like I did have to like go through it by myself, but I always had like Marco to like.
Do you feel going through it by yourself made you stronger?
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like now that's why I'm a little more closed off. Because I want to project like my feelings and my like who I am now is so much more important to me now than it was back then. Like I grew, so now this is like who I feel like I am. So like if somebody were to like come after it, I'm like me? Like I worked so hard to become this person and
why would I give that up?
Yeah. So I think it made me stronger but a little more protective of who I am. Because I don't want anybody to see who I am.
Yeah.
Because they could pick on the outside layer, but I don't want them to pick on
the inside.
Yeah.
Like a little chocolate.
Yeah. I want to protect my inside.
Your candy coating.
That's what it is. So I'm a little harder.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's candy coating.
Yeah.
Who did you look up to? Like, not as, like, a kid, but, like, I don't know, maybe, like, teen. Like, did you have, like, whether it was a celebrity or, like, someone you thought was pretty?
Celebrity-wise?
Yeah.
I think... Oh my god.
I think, okay, not in high school, but maybe, like, elementary, 6th grade. We compared ourselves to Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift all the time.
Yeah.
That it's lived within us, and, like, that is our full potential.
Mm-hmm.
We are them. Like, I'm convinced.
Well, I always liked the way that she carried herself.
Mm-hmm.
She had, like...
And I think it was great because the way they carried themselves is how we wanted to carry ourselves, and we look similar to them.
You wanted to be a little stronger.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a little more graceful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what... I guess, like, yeah, them... Growing up, I really watched them.
Definitely.
So...
I think nowadays, there's a lot of great women in the world to look up to, but Anne Hathaway is so beautiful.
I love Anne
She's
Hathaway.
so pretty.
She's, like, my most beautiful, I think, person. Yeah, I think she's, like, the most beautiful woman.
And it was recently that I realized. Because as a little girl, I was like, oh, she's pretty, you see her in movies, whatever. But I don't know what it was. I was on Twitter not that long ago, and I came across a photo of her, and I was like, she is absolutely stunning. Why is no one talking about her as much as they should be?
I look up to a lot of women that have a lot of grace and that carry themselves strongly, but with a lot of femininity.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they're very confident in who they are, but not in just what they look like, but who they are as a person. Like, you could tell that Anne Hathaway is very confident and secure in who she is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes her beautiful.
Having that confidence, too, really
I think that's what makes
plays a big role.
Woman.
Yeah.
But that's just celebrity-wise. I,
yeah.
of course, look up to my mom and my sisters.
Oh, well, yeah. I feel like, well, I guess not everyone looks up to their parents or
well, I have
relatives.
This is gonna sound so bad.
No, go ahead.
But I have way older sisters.
Yeah.
So
there's a big age gap.
Yeah. So I watched not only them grow, and I learned from, like, their mistakes. So, like, watching them turn into women was, like, another... I had, like, 3 moms in my life that I, like, learned from, So it was different than, like, I think most people.
Yeah. I only had 1.
Yeah, I had 3 role models to, like, learn from.
I had 1, and then as I grew older, it was, like, a sister more than a mom. So it wasn't... it was a little different, but we grew up together. But it was nice.
What do you think your physical flaw is and your most... What is it? The one that you like the most about yourself?
Physical? You want to get into that?
Okay,
you literally said it earlier, and I was, like, crying.
Physical. I meant, like, something... Okay.
Okay, it's my face. I'll say it.
Okay, no.
You want me to get into it? I'll say it right now.
I meant, like, not physical. What is something that you think you need to work on and something that you're confident in?
Oh, I like that question. I guess I would say doing my own thing. Like, if I wanted to go to the beach today, I should get up and take myself to the beach. I shouldn't have to do things alone. And that's always been a problem. My biggest fear growing up my entire life has always been being alone. And I've worked on that for the last, like, 2 years, and I've done so great. I could do things alone now, but I wish I could do more alone. Like, I need to fully feel being alone, to fully work on that and fix that. Something I am good at, being a total nutcase. Like, I just be goofy sometimes, and I'm okay with that. Like, I have a better one. Something that I'm really secure about is my knowledge. Like, I am always grasping to learn more, and I love that about myself. It's like, I will sit there, if I like a show, I will sit and I will learn every last detail about every actor in that show just because I want to. With, like, my studies, my school studies, I study sociology. I absolutely love it. I'm going back for my master's, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read these books and learn more about these theories and just what people think. And honestly, knock on wood, I'm gonna say I'm thinking if I like my master's, I'm gonna go for my PhD.
Whoa!
Like, I'm proud of my brain. I'm proud of my brain. Okay, why are you smacking
that
me?
little gnat.
That little gnat, man.
It's flying around.
What would you say?
I think I might have to work on. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of things I have to work on.
It's okay.
There's a lot of things I have to work on. But I think my main one is just stop overthinking.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I think a lot about the future, which I think I need to stop doing because that's too intense. I shouldn't be thinking about that way into the future.
Too much. Take it back.
And I think about I need to stop thinking about my actions so much because I think about my actions, which is good. I think it's good
too much
because I think about my actions and how they'll affect, like how it's a domino effect and how it'll affect every little thing in my life.
You know, okay, not to toot our own horns, but I think we're too considerate to others.
Yeah.
Like, just on an everyday basis. Like, for instance, okay, no, that's a bad example. I was going to say today, like, when I got all the stuff out of the car, like, I did not have to do that. I pulled every last thing out of the car. I did not have to do that. No. But I was like, Miranda's closing the gate. I need to get everything so she could open the gate. Like, I did not have to do that.
I think I'm too considerate in a way where I think about somebody else's feelings before mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if my sister tells me to drive to her at 10 o'clock at night and I babysat for her one time. I babysat for her from like 5 o'clock to 3 in the morning. I had a statistics test at 5 in the morning. So and she lives 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. You enjoy your time. I'm gonna lack sleep. Like, I'll put other people's needs before mine. Just because I want them to know that you can count on me.
Yeah.
And I'll be there if you need me. And I want your life to be 100% easier than mine. Because I always feel like I can handle it. Like, I can take it, I can have all this stuff on my back, and then I just explode.
How often do you reach that breaking point? Like, what do you think really tips you?
Oh my god, I could have so much on my plate, which I do.
You are such a strong woman for having so much going on and balancing it all.
I pile so much on, and then
pause. No one gives her the credit for this. Can we appreciate her for like 5 seconds, please? Okay, go.
I put like such heavy stuff on me, and then it'll be like the tiniest thing that'll break me. I'll like, it'll be like dark, and I'll be like, I forgot to put gas. I was supposed to put gas today, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
My whole week is ruined.
I completely understand.
It'll be like the tiniest thing, and I always feel the need to keep myself together.
I feel like I don't feel the need to keep myself together when I'm alone, but when I'm in front of people, I need to be as composed as possible.
And it's not even like that. Like, if my nail polish is chipped, I'm like,
this is the end of the world.
The month is ruined. I don't look presentable. And it's something I really need to work on. Because I pile things. I pile, and then it just, like, collapses on me. And I'll just have breakdowns. And my mom's like, why don't you just let something go? And I'm like, but I can't.
Yeah.
But I can't. Like, I don't know. Like, school, I missed out on a year. And I feel like I'm so far behind.
But you're not.
I feel like I'm so far behind.
I get you, though.
And my mom's like, well, Miranda, why don't you just take a break and, like, work on your business and do this and, like, worry about yourself. But I'm like,
don't take a break.
But I'll be behind even more. And then I'll see everybody else graduating, and then it'll mess with my head so much more.
Don't take a break. They'll make you work. I'm scarred.
But that's what I just need to stop overthinking and thinking too much. I want to live in the moment more often.
Okay. So, what is your...
What
you're confident in?
I think I'm a reliable person.
Okay. So, basically the same thing but flipped.
If it hurts me, but it benefits you, I'll do it.
Okay.
Like, I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes a part of me, I'll give it to you. And it's okay. Because I can handle it.
You have a breakdown right now. She's staring into my eyes like, please help me. She's tearing up. Okay, we're going to change the subject because We're getting a little teary-eyed over here. Not to call anyone out, but
I'm okay. I'm like, I'm a wall. You can't break me.
One little punch.
I fall over.
She explodes. This is the last episode of Girls. This
is actually our final episode. I'm done. I'm actually leaving.
No.
Well, I locked the door. Get out.
She kicks me out forever. I'm banned from the salon.
But yeah, that's what I need to work on.
Yeah.
Girlhood is tough.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also not that it's a taboo topic. Mm-hmm. It's just hard as a person, whether you're a boy or a girl, non-gender, whatever. It's hard to talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
And I think not that it should be normalized, because I don't want to be at a dinner and talking about my feelings. But, like, it's okay to. Just knowing that it's okay to be sad or
I've been trying
have
to do
doubts
that
about
often,
things sometimes.
especially with my mom. Like, I just want, because if nobody knows what you're going through, then that's when things get tough.
Yeah.
Because then nobody sees it.
Exactly.
If you don't bring attention to it, nobody's going to know. And I've learned that the hard way. And I think you've learned that the hard way.
I have, yep. I've been to myself a little too long. I need to just let people know what's going on.
Yeah. So I've been doing that more with my mom. I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm actually having a difficult time these past few weeks. And she'll be like, oh, well, why don't we just take a break? I'm like, just calm down, Miranda.
I think that's one thing I've gotten better at is taking a break from life. Mm-hmm. Like being like, you know what? I need a minute to breathe. I'm going to do this today. I'm just going to sit. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to paint today. Because that's what I need for myself. I think that's something that I've worked on a lot.
I know that.
Come over.
Because I feel like if I'm not doing something that's like going to benefit me in the future, I've failed.
Yeah. No, I know that's something I learned super recently. I think with this year off of school, because it's weird. Mm-hmm. What do you mean I don't have an assignment tomorrow?
But I feel like you took like this full year and you really like enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I've enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah.
My whole goal for my year off was just to catch up on sleep and just to be stress-free and take a bath. And you know what? I've done exactly that. I've traveled. I've seen friends, gone to parties. I've gone to concerts. I've gone on road trips. I've worked my dream job. I've met my dream boy. Like, I'm just living the life.
See, and you like enjoyed your year off. I started a business. And that
you
was
did.
Fun.
You did.
But I wish I would have like enjoyed it more like you did. What's some advice that you would give to younger Marina?
Younger Marina, don't be so sad. Tell someone that you're sad because it's okay to talk about things. You don't need a boyfriend.
I would tell little Marina that too.
I would definitely tell little Marina, stay away from boys. And to just do your own thing. Don't worry about others as much. Just have some fun. Get into trouble. And your mom's going to yell at you anyway in high school. Get into some trouble that's actually trouble. Like, don't be such a goody tissues. Like, just have some funsies. Because now I am. Now I'm having my funsies. And it's a lot better out here.
Aw, that's cute.
What advice would you give
to
your younger self? Can we give each other's younger self advice too?
Oh, that'd be good.
Okay.
I would tell little Miranda that everything's gonna be okay. That you're gonna be okay. Because I was always so worried about like what was gonna happen to me after high school, after I grew up, and like, well, what was I gonna do with my life? But I just want to tell her like everything's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna be so proud of where you are.
That is a big point. Being proud of where you are.
Yeah.
I leave myself little things on Snapchat. It's DFM, Dear Future Marina. So like in my year recap or like your memories, it'll pop up and it'll give myself like advice from like the past, you know, and I really like that. But I think, sorry, I want to add on to what I tell younger Marina. Life is worth living.
Aww.
Like that, it's colorful out here. Like open your eyes, the world is beautiful. Try it out. It's great. Like you just got to live a little. But is that your advice for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just everything's gonna be okay.
If I was speaking to little Miranda right now, I grab her by the little hands.
We'd be kicking
our little legs. Oh, there'd be like a pretty little sunset on the beach. And I can't look at you. We would be playing mermaids in my hot tub. My tiny little hot tub. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, I miss that. I would, don't look at me. I would have to, I'd look at her and I'd tell her, like, you are so beautiful and you grew up to be an amazing person. And I'm so happy to have someone like you in my life. And I'm happy that I get to share you with the world. Sorry. But the world loves you. And
oh my god.
Sorry.
Stop looking at me with your tears. You're like making me cry.
Sorry, I was just thinking about it.
I was doing fine.
No, you weren't. We were going to end the whole podcast like 20 minutes ago.
You dummy.
Yeah. I'm happy you're here with me. Okay. That's what I'd say to you.
Okay. I would tell.
Damn, you made me look like a little baby over here. See? I'm still a baby. I cry about everything.
Look at me. I've never done this.
What can I say? I make you cheesy.
Oh my god. Okay.
I really cracked that candy cone, didn't I?
I would tell little Marina. I think. I would tell little Marina that I'm here. That I'm here for her. I think little Marina didn't think that anybody was there with her. But I just want to let her know that I was always there.
Yeah.
That I saw her and I did see her emotions.
Yeah.
Ew.
Guys, look at her.
I did.
She's tearing up a little.
No, I'm not.
Sorry. I'm trying to be serious. That's another thing. I can't be serious in any situation.
I'm like, okay. That I did see her and I saw what she was going through. And that people should be more empathetic to her. And let her know that people care.
Thank you. Little Marina really needs that. She's healed today. She's fully healed. I'm at my full potential now. Thanks, guys.
Just with that. It was
That's all I needed.
Aww. Thank you for being little Miranda's friend. Because nobody wanted to be little Miranda's friend.
You still don't want to be my weird friend.
I've stuck around for 20 years.
Aw. Yeah. I think that's really pretty. I actually think if you're listening, write a letter to your younger self.
Yes.
Let it out. Like, feel the emotion. Speak to yourself. I know that sounds so stupid, but imagine who you were back then and everything you wanted to hear and who you are today.
And tell your friends how much that you love them.
Yeah. How much they mean to you. Appreciate the things around you.
I think that's a lot too.
Just take the day, if you don't want to write, just appreciate everything around you today. I think that's really important to do. I hope
sharing your emotions.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to share your emotions.
Yeah.
I'm learning that too. I'm still learning, but I'll get there.
Life is learning. What it is.
We're learning more about ourselves.
We're learning a lot about ourselves on this podcast, so learn with us and catch us next week on Girls' Night.
Bye.
Adios.